As we move forward towards certifying these 9 companies and recognize the third cohort for promoting gender accountability in the daily running of their companies, I earnestly call upon the rest of the companies that have not been this score yet to act urgently and commit to the Gender Equality Seal program that will drive us all as the private sector to eliminate all forms of gender inequalities in the workplace.
There is really no sustainable future without gender equality. Every year on the continent of Africa, $60 billion are lost to gender inequality. This we can no longer afford, really, if we're going to recover from the pandemic. We believe that the private sector can play a critical role in securing a sustainable and gender equal economic recovery from COVID-19.
Gender equality is an essential enabler for sustainable development of our country, and the private sector has rigorously taken up the mantle and committed to continually bridging the gender gaps in order to create an equitable workplace for both men and women. Ladies and gentlemen, bridging gender gaps within an institution has revealed to lead to a more efficient allocation of resources, the quality and increase of financial gains, and better results. This means an increased well-being for both men and women, and the creation of a more just and sustainable society.
This is indeed a great day for the company that have been recognized for their efforts in promoting gender equality and gender accountability through this seal. But also equally important for the UN and the government of Rwanda. This is because promoting gender equality is a call for all of us. UN and in Rwanda, championed by UNDP and UN Women, is very proud to be partnering with the government on these important collective efforts to establish and achieve standards that promote gender equality and women empowerment in the workplace. This objective is not a moral justice, but it is also an imperative for Rwanda, and this is the way we should deliver on the national strategy for transformation. But it is also good for business. That's why it is important that if you want to achieve the SDGs, this gender equality should be at the forefront of whatever we are doing. Gender equality is the basis of the UN Agenda 2030 on sustainable development and is enshrined in national strategy for transformation for Rwanda. It is considered, as I mentioned earlier, one of the best. If you close your eyes, we wake up in 2030. If the SDG 5 on gender equality is not achieved, don't look at the other SDGs. We are not yet there. That's very important to know.
UN Women appreciates not only the private sector companies' commitment to gender equality and women's empowerment, but also concrete actions taken in this endeavor by the companies that we are here to recognize and award for their efforts in putting the commitment into actions. We encourage many more companies to join this transformative initiative and challenge the status quo in boosting the inclusive socioeconomic development of the country. UNDP and UN Women globally have signed an MOU to build their respective expertise and comparative advantage to promote gender equality, women's empowerment, and gender seal in the private sector. And in Rwanda, we will continue to leverage on our comparative advantage, but also existing strong collaboration between our two institutions to provide solid frameworks and concrete tools to support private sector companies' gender equality agenda.
The Gender Monitoring Office has been impressed by how the private sector has taken on board the new concept of gender accountability, and especially how each company has been innovative in responding to gender gaps we identified together.
We need to see more women on and chairing corporate boards, executive committees, and other roles that influence decision-making. The government of Rwanda continues its efforts in ensuring and enabling environment that open equal and fair treatment to both men and women for the greater good of the nation. The government also continues to create a conducive business environment through different initiatives like removing obstacles to company registration, like cross-border trade, like Made in Rwanda initiatives, like regional trade facilitation through these regional blocks we belong to, EAC, COMESA, IFCFTA, ECAS. Enabling men and women to tap into these opportunities should be our priority.